Come on. Come see the spectacle that is NXT, followed by Lucha Underground on Wednesdays. What a great combo to end the week on.
It really is. Like, now that SmackDown's moved itself towards the beginning of the week, it's a good end note for the week of wrestling.
It really is. I enjoy it. It's nice, thoroughly.
It's a nice 1-2 punch, especially this week.
Yeah.
This was an interesting midweek we had this week.
Yeah. We opened up NXT with women.
Yeah.
Attacking other women.
Yeah. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce took it upon themselves to, rather than call her out in the arena or Full Sail University, they're like, we'll just beat up Asuka outside.
Yeah, well, like while she's walking to the building.
Yeah.
She next to what appeared to be like a restaurant.
Well, I guess she had just done like a media appearance and was walking to the building, and they attacked her.
There just happened to be an NXT truck just sitting there.
Well, it was on Full Sail property. And they attack her. They throw her up against the NXT van and dump water on her and just kind of leave her laying while a bunch of people just kind of stand there and watch,
making them all look like douchebags.
Assholes. Come on, man! Like, there's a fight, break it up. It's just you could probably pick each one of them up and just walk away with one of them. Don't do that. That's creepy.
That's kidnapping.
But yeah, I mean, you could have done something.
Yeah.
But we went.
You could have been like, "Hey, stop."
Yeah. Instead, one of them gave Billie Kay water to dump on Asuka. But we did go into a women's tag team match.
Yeah.
Where Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, who were extremely proud of their work against Asuka, would take on Macy Evans and Sarah Bridges.
Woo!
Sarah Bridges, most of you may know better as Crazy Mary Dobson.
Woo!
But now she's a WWE girl, so now she's got a different name. And Macy Evans, who is also a...
By the way, speaking of people getting new NXT names, Tommy End was just given his NXT name.
Oh, what was it?
Aleister Black.
That's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
I like that. I can't wait for him to debut. But Macy Evans, who is also a performance center trainee, didn't really fare very well against Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. She was the whipping girl of this match, if you will. But Sarah Bridges got a chance to really shine. She got a good hot tag. She got a good couple of moments on Billie and Peyton. But with Macy being completely destroyed from the rest of the match, she wasn't any help. And so as Peyton kicks Macy off of the apron and the referee's trying to back her up, Billie Kay takes it upon herself to rake the eyes of Sarah Bridges, tag in Peyton Royce, and we get the bulldog to the knee, which puts down Sarah Bridges for a 3 count. And then
it was a really good show of dominance for Peyton and Billie Kay, because it's like one of the things that needs to be established for them is that, like, potentially as a pair, there might not be any other pair of women in NXT that could stop them.
Absolutely. And, like, I loved, like, this whole segment, like, the way the rest of this played out made me really excited for the future of this women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did we have great work from there, we got to see Sarah Bridges shine a little bit. She's had a couple of squash matches where she hasn't gotten much offense off early on in NXT, but to see her actually do something, and then while Peyton and Billie are talking trash, saying, "Oh, Asuka, do we look like competition now?" Asuka, who is just pushing past these referees and trainers, she actually left a medical examination from the attack earlier to go down to the ring and beat the crap out of these girls.
And at the same time, as well as you can applaud her bravery, she's still suffering from the initial attack, and she's trying to go into a 2-on-1 situation.
Yeah, with no help whatsoever. That is until Nikki Cross, who we've seen staring creepily by, and we've had the exchanged glances of we could tear each other apart between Asuka.
Or, make out furiously.
That too. But Nikki Cross comes down and actually saves Asuka from this beatdown by just going ape shit on Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
It was bananas.
chasing them both out of the ring, and then I'm not selling it.
It's an ancient joke.
I got it, but I'm not selling it. She ends up, she gets up on the second rope. She's freaking out. She's yelling and screaming, and Asuka finally gets up, and she starts walking and screaming, and then she gets drop kicked by Nikki Cross. Yeah. So flipped it right back there. Nikki Cross was not there to help Asuka. She just wants Asuka all to herself. She doesn't want Billy and Peyton to have any of the fun.
Yeah.
And then we actually had, I believe it was Dasha. She the one doing the interview in the back?
Which one?
When she came up to Sanity?
Yes.
Was that Dasha? I can't tell. There's so many.
No, because I'm pretty sure Dasha's on SmackDown though.
Is she strictly SmackDown?
She might be.
Okay. Well, there was a woman that walked up to Sanity as they were walking.
Could have been Dasha. Could have been somebody else.
Yeah.
They go through backstage talent so fast now.
And the only one that ever really sticks in my mind is Renee Young. And JoJo.
Like, if you talk about like the people who do the backstage interviews, Renee Young is like the longest reigning one right now.
And she started in NXT, and she's the most memorable. She's like, she actually had time for us to like, oh, that's who that is. Oh, now she's on the main roster. Okay, that's cool.
Because the other one that had any kind of like tenure got let go not that long ago, which was Devin.
Yeah. The only other one they really have is JoJo, but she's a ring announcer now.
Yeah.
But anyway, whoever this interview
Tom
woman
Phillips
was,
just sit there on SmackDown guy.
Felipe Tomasteen.
Yeah.
Whoever this person was, tried to get a word with Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross says, I'm going to take the NXT Women's Championship. I'm going to take, because that is exactly what the mentality of Sanity is. They're not asking, they are taking. And they stormed away from the interview, but didn't bother to notice that Big Damo was,
lurking.
Yeah. He was, he was...
Just taking a page out of Oni's book and just lurking around.
He was lurking around. I want to say he was hiding in the shadows, but there was a light that was blatantly on his face, so it wasn't quite the shadows.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still stalking.
He's just camouflaged though.
And then we also saw Asuka.
What did we just find out? He's a figment of Eric Young's imagination.
He's not actually that good.
No.
Well, now he's been out in the arena though.
Yeah. Well, that's kayfabe, bro.
But the announcers have noticed him. They even said that's Big Damo. Shh. Sorry, I'm bursting your bubble, but it was a good idea for a second.
Bubble butt.
Anyway, yeah, Asuka lost her shit and just started screaming in the ring again after we came back from the break as well. So this will be an interesting situation to see how this all comes together.
They made another match.
Yeah. Elias Sampson defeated Jonathan Cruz,
who looked like a toothpick with an olive on top.
Yeah, he didn't have much of a chance.
He was a skinny dude with a big head.
Yeah.
Goatee.
Then we had a rematch from NXT's show in Osaka between Oni Lorcan and Andrade Cien Almas.
And I thought this one wasn't quite as cool.
I still really like this. I love what they do against each other. I don't know what it was. It's just the animosity they have. The fact that Oni Lorcan is just crazy and
he's very, very intense.
Yeah, like that in addition to the newfound heel persona by Andrade, I think it works really well together.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the match was bad.
It just wasn't as good as the one in Japan.
Mainly because Andrade Cien almost won.
Okay, that's fair. I thought he pulled a really good heel tactic though. Because he didn't even use the referee. Technically, he just kind of used his placement as a means to get ahead. Because he was actually on the ropes, and the referee's trying to back Oni up. And then, as the referee was trying to back him up, Andrade came around and drop kicked Oni Lorcan's knee, and then wrapped him up in the hammerlock DDT and beat Oni Lorcan this time around. And then said that Oni was the first. And Roderick Strong is next.
Ooh, he's turning into Goldberg.
So, I don't think he's turning into Goldberg. But apparently he's got an issue with Roderick Strong.
Is Roderick Strong who eliminated him out of the...
Possibly. I can't quite remember. If you remember for sure, post down in the comments. But yeah, I'm thinking that might have been it. I think he might have Might have eliminated.
Might have some beef there then.
Possibly. We had Tom Phillips do a quick interview with Shinsuke, asking him how he feels about Bobby Roode being the #1 contender. He says,
I'm sure he said Bobby Roode was handsome.
Yeah, he said Bobby Roode's great. I like him. He's a good wrestler. He's good looking. He dresses well, but he's not strong.
He's not a king.
He's not a king, and he won't be NXT champion. And Tom says that he tried to get a word from Bobby Roode, but all Bobby Roode did was give him this, and it was his ticket from when he showed up at NXT Dallas. The same night that Shinsuke debuted. And Shinsuke's like, wow, he kept this? So there's a very interesting story element there.
I think it's Bobby Roode's way of saying, can we top this?
Oh. He did have a fantastic match with Sami Zayn then. Well, we'll find out at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Going back to Texas. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, then we had our main event, which was the rematch for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The former champions,
my boys,
former two-time Tag Team champions,
my boys,
the Revival challenge to take back the titles from DIY.
My other boys.
Your other boys. All your boys were in this match.
Happens.
And it was fucking awesome.
Again.
These guys, they kill it.
Match of the year 2016, according to WWE.com.
Was the 2 out of 3 falls?
#1 match of the top 25 matches in WWE last year.
I think we just got our first contender for best match of 2017 right here with the same two teams.
Like the first, barely into the second week.
Yeah. No, this was.
I was tired.
I mean,
mainly because I didn't sleep well last night, but by the end of the match I was tired.
I mean, for me, like I didn't feel like there was a chance that the Revival were gonna take it back.
No, I mean at this point we've already kind of established that we know the Authors of Pain are gonna be the next threat for DIY.
Yeah, they won the Dusty Classic, so they're obviously next in line, and
So it would have been a real shocker if the Revival took this one.
Yeah, it would have definitely. Would have been a shocker, but yeah, I was.
By no means did that make it any less of a good match.
No, that was the thing. Like some of the false finishes, I was like, oh, this could actually be it. And like there was a few times where I wasn't sure where they were going, and that's just great storytelling.
The storytelling is so good in these matches.
And that's what you can always. You're always guaranteed that when you have a match with the Revival. Like, they are so good at selling the story, selling the match, and then, like, every set of opponents you give them just matches that equally, and it's just...
Absolutely.
So much fun. But DIY... Well,
it's like Corey Graves, I think, said it, like, while they were, like, on their way to the ring, or during one of the, because they hyped the match up, like, basically... around every commercial break that wasn't during a match.
Yeah, we showed
multiple video packages.
We showed the retention from the Revival at NXT Brooklyn, and then the eventual win for DIY at NXT Toronto.
Yeah, and one of the points, Corey said like the Revival is a team that doesn't have a bad match.
Yeah, and there was a cool story element that. That Percy Watson actually pointed out that the Revival decided to wear the same tights they wore when they took the titles back in Dallas.
Yeah. To
try and recreate that magic, and I thought that that's kind of cool. You're giving a little bit of that like superstition kind of thing to the former champions, hoping that
To which Dawson said, "We're not superstitious, but why not give it a shot anyway?"
Yeah. So yeah,
it wouldn't hurt to try.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just great stuff all around. I mean, we could hit every moment of this match, but that would take us as long as the match was, which was about like 15 or 20 minutes. So we're not going to do that. But DIY does retain the championships with a double meeting in the middle and a double pin on both members of the Revival.
So sort of a throwback to the first match where they made them both submit.
Yes. Took the titles and retained the titles in very similar fashion. And then They weren't able to celebrate too long because they would be destroyed by the Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
So we go to the back immediately after this, and William Regal makes a series of matches for NXT TakeOver San Antonio.
Yeah.
First off, he tells us that next week on NXT we're going to be getting the contract signing between Shinsuke and Bobby Roode, but that the Authors of Pain will get their NXT Tag Team title shot against DIY in San Antonio, and then Asuka barges in and says, "Give me the match.
Make the title match.
Make the title match for San Antonio." And he says, "Against who?" And she says, "All of them." So Asuka is not backing down from a challenge whatsoever.
It's hard to tell what this means.
Yeah.
It was pretty vague, but it's like, will it be a three-way between her, Billie Kay, and Nikki Cross? Do they make Peyton Royce in there and make it a four-way match? Does she literally mean put her against all of the women on the NXT roster?
I mean, Ember Moon is undefeated. Liv Morgan has already attempted to try and take the title from Asuka.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's starting to get more TV time. There's
Daria.
Yeah, Daria's on there now.
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose hasn't been around in a while. Sarah Bridges coming up. There's a ton of people that could be involved in this situation. So now...
So what does all of them entail? Tell us, Asuka.
Or what interpretation will William Regal take?
Hey, who knows?
We'll find out.
A women's Royal Rumble.
Yes, please. But for now, let's move on to Lucha Underground.
Hey, let's do it.
Interesting episode of Lucha Underground this week.
Yeah.
We had Dario talking to... We finally figured out the guy's name. This guy that he's been meeting with about, what is it, like the city representative or like the politician. Mr. Delgado is who he's talking to.
Mr. the Cat.
And they're not Delgato.
Oh.
Delgado.
What the fuck that means?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
What is Delgado? Okay, find out. But they're talking about the fact that Cage is now in possession of the gauntlet, and Dario's letting him know that he loves it. The power is overtaking him, and he doesn't even realize it. And so that, they start kind of discussing what type of situation they're going to be in at this point. And as they're kind of celebrating and drinking, Dragon Azteca comes in and starts running his mouth saying that he wants a match against Matanza, and Mr. Delgado is very interested. And he says, "Man, this kid's got balls," and he's very impressed with the bravado that Dragon Azteca has. But then Dragon Azteca takes it a step further and challenges Matanza to a death match, and Dario makes that the main event of this particular episode of Lucha Underground.
Huh.
What does it mean?
Like slim or thin.
Okay.
Skinny man. Slender man.
Slender. Oh shit.
New gimmick. Confirmed.
Slender Man to debut in Lucha Underground. Then we go to ringside where we get very intense Vampiro tells Mil Muertes that it may not be tonight, it may not be next week, but your time is coming.
Yeah. My time is now.
But our first match is Tejano taking on Joey Ryan.
Hey, I like Joey Ryan. That guy's a guy. Who's a thing.
Joey Ryan being sleazy, Tejano being tough. That was the story of this match.
The real story of this match was famous goddamn B.
And Cowgirl Brenda.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
You won't hear me say that very often.
Yeah, no, they
boot scoot boogied their way down the ring.
Oh my god.
Tejano looked confused as fuck. Still beat Joey Ryan because famous B caused a distraction.
Yeah, he was playing tug of war with
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan
was about to use Tejano's own bull rope against him.
And
famous
B
B
wasn't gonna let that happen.
Yeah, the referee got distracted. Brenda threw in a golden horseshoe
that she kissed
to Tejano, and he used it to load his fist and knock out Joey Ryan.
He did indeed. And so Tejano wins and then lets Brenda raise his hand, but not Famous B.
Yeah, like he threw Famous B down, he turned to Brenda and she like caressed his face and played with his rope, and that's not a euphemism.
So Tejano's very interested in Brenda, not necessarily the help of Famous B.
Yeah.
I think what he wants is Brenda to help him with his sandpaper snake. If you know what I mean.
That's what they call his rope.
Yeah.
Penis.
His rope. Then we came back from commercial and Johnny Mundo was talking some trash.
Yeah, I tuned this out a little bit.
He was just saying that, he's the champion.
Poking fun at the Mac because he's fat.
Yep. Then the Mac came out and whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Real quick.
And he stunned all the wug.
All the wug, except for Taya, who's working on Johnny Mundo's documentary.
Ankle injury.
That too.
Documentary is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Then we had Cage with his gauntlet, though he didn't wear it during the match.
Which is good because he'd probably get disqualified.
Against a brand new luchador named Veneno.
Veneno. Spider-Man. Looking kind of like a luchador.
And kind of like Officer Reyes.
Oh, you mean Cortez Castro?
Yeah, this was Cortez Castro is a real person. That was his undercover name.
Oh.
Now his undercover name is Veneno.
Banana?
No, Veneno. Like Venonat from Pokemon.
Oh, Venonat.
It's the other evolution. Like there's a special thing that you get in...
Venonat?
Yeah, Venonat, Venomoth.
Banana. Banana.
Maybe it's the baby version of Venonat.
Macarena.
Right. Cage whooped his ass. Like, he had a moment, but a very short moment.
He had a couple of, brief, and by brief, I mean,
like
a second and a half, because legit, this match was a minute and 21 seconds.
Yep, I timed it.
Which, hey, I mean, that goes to show you could actually tell a story in less than a minute and a half.
Yeah, no, I mean, for how long it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was just a really quick beatdown.
They threw a lot in it.
Yeah. And then, not only did he lose to Cage, but then Sexy Star made the connection between his mask and possibly his name. What does Veneno mean? Look that up.
Probably means something like venomous.
Probably. So she made the connection that he was the one with all of the spiders that have been going after her these last couple weeks.
I want her to find Mariposa and apologize.
And then she beat the shit out of him as well. And just scolded him in the ring. So I feel like the people that were there in attendance who haven't seen all the story elements are probably really fucking confused at this point.
It just means poison.
Alright. Well, we'll see where that ends up going. Kind of feel bad for Veneno.
Yeah, it made him sound like a molester.
Yeah.
Because when Sexy Star came out, she was like, it was you, leave me alone. In Spanish.
And people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and all the people are like, oh god, what did he do?
Prince Puma is haunted.
Yeah.
Now that he's back from the dead, he keeps hearing the voice of Conan in his head from season 1 and trying to, tell him, remember all the things that I taught you, and then we have a conversation between him and Katrina.
Katrina plays with his stick a little bit.
A little bit. I thought she was gonna lick his
That's
stick.
not a euphemism.
Nope, it was.
He had a stick.
And she touched it. She fondled it for a second. I thought she was gonna lick it. She didn't. But Prince Puma says that he keeps seeing visions of blood, and it's Mil Muertes. It's his blood, but Katrina says no. I've had a vision too, and it's yours.
And then she poofed.
Yeah. And then he used both of his sticks. Oh. That's what happened to the
punching bag.
The punching bag.
It was like hanging by some chains, and then he hit it, and all of a sudden the chains were gone, and it flew against the wall.
Yes. Then we went into our death match between Dragon Azteca Jr. and Matanza, which didn't last a whole long while because Dragon Azteca got chokeslammed through the bleachers.
Yeah. I mean, they fought a little bit in the ring and then up the stairs. And all over the upstairs area. And then I thought they were coming downstairs because he kicks...
Well, one of them was coming downstairs.
He kicks Matanza and he starts, like, tumbling down the stairs.
Yeah, no, I thought Matanza was just going to, like, keep rolling down that staircase.
But then they stop and they go into the crowd and he gets chokeslammed.
And then Ray makes his return, since being destroyed by Matanza.
Yeah.
And starts fighting with him. I think he was originally trying to go for Dragon Azteca. To, like, check him out, like, make sure he was okay.
Well, because, like, he even, when he got up to the top of the stairs and looked down, he, like, called for, like, get a medic or something like that.
Yeah. But then this turned into a fight between him and Matanza.
Because Matanza just beelined through, instead of, like, going up the stairs, back up the stairs, he just beelined through the crowd and, like, attacked, like, 3 fans.
Oh, and we know after his... his beating of the wall, creating the blood-soaked question mark. We know that Matanza wants Rey Mysterio.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the reason why Rey's been off of Lucha Underground.
Yeah, that's his thing. And so, so they proceed
He's got a hard-on for beating up Rey.
A little bit. Rage boner.
So Rey Rage boner.
So they proceed to beat the shit out of each other for longer than the match actually went, I think.
I don't know if it was that long.
I don't know. It seemed a bit longer to me.
It just seemed like it was a rematch, but with a different masked guy on the other side of Matanza.
Which ended with, Rey getting pummeled against this, like, steel barricade above the section where that little, like, closet is. And then Matanza...
The Phoenix died here closet?
Yeah. Yes. And then Matanza tries to go for, like, a clothesline over the railing, but gets backdropped by Rey and goes crashing through the closet ceiling. And Dario freaks the fuck out. He starts ringing the bell, telling everyone to leave.
The crowd's just going nuts.
So the next time Lucha Underground's on, we're probably gonna start with a very like people getting rushed out of the temple, and then like a very worried Dario like nervously unlocking the room and like checking on Matanza or something. But yeah, so we just kind of pan out from the arena at that point, or the temple, and we get a little look outside the temple.
Yeah, weird way to end the episode.
Yeah, as if weird stuff hadn't already happened on this episode of Lucha Underground. We see from somebody's perspective that Melissa Santos is leaving the temple and is signing autographs, and we find out that perspective is from one Marty the Moth Martinez.
Little bastard, tough enough.
And man, what was even better was the exact things that you said while we were watching this, because you said, why is Marty always trying to kidnap pretty girls or get kidnapped himself? Because as soon as you said that, a bag goes over Marty's head and he disappears. And we're like, what the fuck? And then it just...
He just kidnapped himself.
It just transitions into him tied up from shoulder to knees in rope, just against, like, it looks like he's
against a bathtub, I think.
It looks like he's in one of the Saw movies, and Mariposa is the one that has brought him to this location and says something to the effect that... You've got my attention. You've got my attention, I don't know if she's, like, realizing that maybe he's, like, finally achieved maturity in some weird, fucked up form. I don't know. But she's like, maybe the moth has finally seen the light. And then he starts freaking out and, like, biting at his rope and looks like an extremely deranged Jack Black while he does it. So, yeah. That was Lucha Underground.
That was the midweek wrap-up.
And we're not totally sure, but Lucha Underground posted a picture on their Facebook page that, like, this was the mid-season finale. And so I had heard that they were going to go on break for a little bit, but according to the picture that was posted, they won't have new episodes until the summer of 2017.
Which is this year.
So are we not going to get Lucha Underground for 6 months?
Which, I mean, I feel like maybe that's the whole Dario, like, getting everybody out of the temple, is he might be closing down the temple again.
Oh, okay.
In a panic.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And he's going to take the 6 months to, like, heal up Matanza and, like...
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of sucks for the Mac. He's got to wait 6 months for his championship match.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which has already been recorded.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that this season actually is supposed to have 40 episodes. And this was episode 19. So we should be coming back in the summer getting 21 more episodes before we get to... Or, well, I guess it'll be like 18 episodes before we get to Ultima Lucha Trace.
Yeah.
So I guess for the time being, the midweek wrap-up will just be NXT.
Until things change.
But for now, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description to send to all of our social medias in which you can follow us. You can also check out our podcast link where this, along with the Indie News, Raw Review, and Tuesday Night Live will all be in podcast form.
Yep.
You can also check out the extra videos that will be over on this channel, like our top fives, our pay-per-view predictions, our pay-per-view reviews, and actually this coming weekend we'll be having, well, we'll probably talk about it next week, but we'll be having our review of the United Kingdom tournament for the UK Championship. You'll only get that in video form on this channel. So
which I might be live tweeting or posting to the Facebook, the Wrestling Rundown Facebook page, while it's going on, or at least during part of it.
Cool. So yeah, be sure to check out all those links so you can check out any comments that Kevin Hogg might be leaving this weekend.
No guarantees.
Yeah.
At some point, I will be posting my reactions to certain matches.
Cool. Also, you can check out our other channel. That's Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
As reasonable to W.
Like wrestling. Where we're going to be posting more content this year along with our reaction videos, our unboxing videos, ranting videos. We're going to be posting some new stuff now that it's a brand new year. So let us know what types of videos you want to see over there. Let us know what you want to see more of over there.
Yeah.
Or you can comment on videos over here letting us know that same exact information. But
you know what video I want you guys to vote for?
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bad video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next, as long as it's not that video that we were just talking about, which I don't think is cool.
Punchy time.
Stupid video. Fuck punchy time.
No. Don't want to put my hand there.